Excellent, Kathy. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. And welcome everybody to our webinar. My name is John Thompson. I am the manager of recruiting and admissions with the WP Carey School of Business, and we're in partnership with College Connections webinar series and the Academic Alliances with Kathy Silverman. We also have Andy Dolan, who's the director of admissions and recruiting in our webinar as well. He'll be on the back end answering some questions that you may have as I'm buzzing through this particular information session. And then at the very end, I'm going to pass it over to Kathy, and she's going to share some information with you with my path to ASU. And then at the very, very end, we'll go ahead and answer any questions that you may have. So again, with that being said, manager of recruiting and admissions at WP Carey School of Business, and we'll share out this slideshow with you, the slide deck with you in the future here, so you have all of our information. So obviously, the majority of you guys are signed up because you want to hear a little bit more information about WP Carey, of course, what we have to offer, and any sort of admissions criteria that you may be inquiring about. So, when it comes to WP Carey, the number one thing is, when I speak to students and prospective families, is we really try to highlight, why are they choosing to study at the Arizona State University, and in particular WP Carey School of Business, and most families are already doing their research. And they know that we are the number one most innovative school in the United States of America, which is a pretty cool title to have. And I believe we are going on either year 9 or year 10, if I'm not mistaken. I actually think it's year 10 now of the most innovative school, ahead of MIT, Stanford, and Caltech there. Number 13, undergraduate teaching, ahead of Yale, Stanford, and Harvard. And number 16 for first year experience is actually one of the things that's near and dear to my heart, because I believe that your first year in college should be, your best year in college. And that goes for first year students, and that also goes for transfer students as well. All of our transfer students have the same opportunities that our first year students have to get involved and make sure that first year experience is, the best that it could possibly be once they get over to WP Carey. So again, why study at WP Carey? We have over 30 degree options. So the nice thing about that is we also have direct admissions. And when we talk about direct admissions, I'll get into that a little bit more into the webinar here. But direct admission is basically means that you're a student from day one. Okay, now if you're a transfer student, you're also still a WP Carey student from day one as well, as soon as you transfer over. The nice thing is, like I said, you have 30 degree plus options of, top ranked programs to choose from. So you have those opportunities to really explore and decide what you want to do as you transfer over, or if you come in as a first year student. Top 30 best undergraduate business programs. That's the new ranking that just came out here within the last actually couple months for under the U.S. News World Report. So top 30 for best undergraduate business programs, top 20 in the U.S. for return on investments. Currently, right now, we have approximately for every dollar that you spend, you will receive about $6.50 on your return in investment for, while attending here at WP Carey and ASU. Top 5 university for corporate recruiters. So we are getting some of your top-notch recruiters that are coming here on a regular basis, and working directly with our Career Services Center, whether it be attending college fairs, recruitment conferences. We are getting quite a bit of corporate recruiters that are coming here and looking for the top-notch students. So that's a big sell as well. Number 1 business faculty research worldwide. Our faculty is doing their research, and our students are the first to know about that information before it's actually distributed to the world, to the nation, I should say. And then you have 55% of students attending WP Carey with scholarships or grants. I'll be honest with you, I actually think that's a little bit too low. I think it could be higher. We have quite a bit of grants and quite a bit of scholarship opportunities for students. It's just a matter of taking advantage of them. So whether it be merit-based scholarships or scholarships that maybe it's something you're involved with within your community. We have a one-stop shop with the WP Carey School of Business Scholarship Program, to where you just put in your information, and it filters out exactly what you're qualified for, or what you would be able to apply for. And like I usually tell to the students and the families in our information sessions is, you know you've written quite a bit of resumes in your high school and your college career. So why not write another essay, I'm sorry, get paid for it. So kind of one of the perks of that. So just to make sure that we're trying to get that 55% up a little bit higher. And then of course, if you're coming from out of town, you have the 300 plus beautiful days of sunshine, which for me could be a little bit too much, to be honest with you. I come from the Northeast, so I could use a little more rain in my life. But hey, some people love the sunshine, especially if you're coming from the Northwest and Seattle and things of that nature. So a couple more things, or a little bit more about the rankings. Number 2, supply chain management, ahead of MIT, Ohio State, and University of Texas. That's a pretty cool ranking, simply because our supply chain program has only been around since the early 2000s, mid 2000s. And the number 1 school is Michigan State, and they've been around with their supply chain management program since 1948. So, again, kind of ties into the innovation piece. And we're moving along pretty quickly with our programs in regards to the rankings. So again, you can kind of buzz through and see where most of our programs are ranked, and who we're ahead of, so you can get a good comparison of that moving forward with choices, or if you're speaking with your students about it. There's technically 4 different campuses. We have West Valley, which we just renamed it. We used to just call it West Campus, but now it's West Valley. We have of course, the Tempe campus, and then we have the Polytechnic campus. We have the downtown campus. We don't highlight that and circle that within WP Carey, and the reason we don't do that is because we don't offer any classes primarily out of the downtown campus. What we do is with our Bachelor of Arts programs, like for example, if you were to have a student that was interested in business law per se, we would couple with the Sandra Day O'Connor Law School in our downtown campus, and you would end up taking some classes over there, some law classes through Sandra Day O'Connor, to make sure that you get that Bachelor of Arts degree. But it'll still be a WP Carey Bachelor's Art degree. So there's 3 different locations that we offer all of our primary programs, and then we couple with the downtown location. What students are, I didn't mean to skip that. I apologize. I'll go back to that. So when we talk about involvement, and again, whether you're speaking with a first year student, or if you're speaking with a transfer student, one of the things that we always try to highlight is making sure that they're getting involved with as much things as they possibly can while they're on campus. WP Carey has 35 plus business student organizations. I know one of the ones that we house here in our undergraduate programs office is the Business Ambassadors, which is a great program. It helps work on their public speaking, their networking, and like I said in the PowerPoint, they're valuable skills that are going to be sought out by employers. So there's tons of organizations to get involved in, whether you're first year and or a transfer. It does not matter. All those organizations are available to every student. Same thing with the groups. You have over 1,100 student groups. One of the things we joke about here on campus a lot is that we do have a taco eating club, and there's other clubs that are like that as well. Within the taco eating club, where groups get together every Tuesday to go they go eat tacos paid for by the club, and they just write a Yelp review, and life is good. So there's tons of things to get involved with, and including sports as well. No matter what you're interested in, whether it's pickleball, whether it's basketball, whether it's soccer, there's going to be something out there for you to get involved in, to make sure that you're making new friends, you're getting rid of stress, and you're building relationships. And I think that's one of the most important things when it comes to college anyway, is building the relationships. The academic success resources that we have, just like most other colleges, we have the specific academic advising, where each student is going to be assigned their own academic advisor, which are going to be available in person. They can, they can schedule phone calls, they can schedule Zoom calls, whatever is more convenient for the student. You're going to have free tutoring, one-on-one or group tutoring sessions. They're available at every single one of our locations, and also in different formats. Like I said, if you want to meet one-on-one in person, you can do that. If you want to do a Zoom tutoring session, you could do that. So there are those definitely those options for the students to make sure they're being successful within their academics. Student engagement, we have something called I Week every usually within the first 2 to 3 weeks of the semester. I Week stands for Involvement Week, and the whole purpose of that is to get the students involved. So you'll have all your clubs and organizations that are out there on, what at least here at the Tempe location, what we call the Dean's Patio, to make sure, or I should say, trying to recruit as many students as they can within those organizations and clubs. Study abroad opportunities are always available. We have a specific advisor. Her name is Michelle Laws, who's amazing. She's been here for quite some time. And her sole purpose is to make sure that if any students are interested in studying abroad, that they're getting full credit for that. Whether they're gone for a week, whether they're gone for 2 weeks, 6 months, a full year studying abroad in Prague. That's, something that they're going to make sure that, or she's going to make sure that they are getting full credit for as they return to campus here on the West Poly and or Tempe campus. We have a career services center, which is very important. I usually recommend that all of our students become best friends with their career services center and their career coach, who they will also be assigned with as well. Reason for that is because you're going to end up taking career development courses throughout your tracking here at ASU within WP Carey, and within those courses, it's gonna help you with your supporting or the career navigation, your internship, job search, salary negotiation. But the career coaches are also going to be assigned by majors, and they're going to help you with your resumes and help students with their interviewing skills as well. But most importantly, what I think is most importantly in this is the network and opportunities that you're going to get, that students are going to get their through their career coaches and building those relationships. So they'll be able to have multiple information sessions that are available to them, that are going to be held by corporate recruiters, and they're going to be able to build relationships and network with many different professional mentors, which we all know that the more networking you do and the more relationships you build, the better off the students are going to be. And then again, it's all going to be done through career fairs, whether in person, virtual. We try to highlight that over 1,300 companies we are in connection with, and then we typically have dedicated panels and various types of professional mixers that are on campus quite often to make sure that the students are getting access to those resources. Talked about earlier the having over 30 plus programs for the students to choose from. On this particular slide here, you'll notice that some of the programs are highlighted in gold. Those are our Bachelor in Science programs, and then you have the ones that are not highlighted, which are our Bachelor of Arts programs. But there's also a couple in there that are in red font, and those ones are our newest programs, and I would say they're non-calculus based is what they are. So I always joke with families, and I say, if you're not really good at math and your students are having a difficult time at math, those might be good programs to look into. But they are only offered at a couple of our locations. For example, the West location and the Polytechnic location. So it would really just depend on where your student wants to transfer into, whether they want to be here on campus in Tempe, or if they're okay with going to West Campus, or if they're okay with going to Polytechnic campus, to kind of explore those particular options too. Earlier, we talked about direct admission. And so with direct admission, whether it's a Bachelor of Arts program or a Bachelor of Science program, the skill courses that they take, the ACC 231 all the way down to the MAT 211, are all going to be the same no matter what the student is majoring in. And typically, at least with our Maricopa community colleges, we have a pathway which Kathy will get into in the future here, which is called A-Bus, And typically, if they're doing the A-bus pathway, they're already going to have taken the skill courses and or the equivalents for those. So when they go ahead and transfer over to WP Carey, those are already taken care of. But they also have an opportunity because of that to make a final decision on their major choice going into their junior year. So for example, sometimes we'll see students that will say, hey, I want to study finance and I'm dead set on that. But then they get into their skill courses and they end up taking accounting courses, or they take economic courses and they start to realize, hey, what, I actually really like this better than I do the finance. Then it gives them the opportunity to make that change without losing any credit, because again, it doesn't matter what major you choose, you're all taking the same business skill courses throughout until you make that change into your core and your major specific classes. The business skill and core classes for the entrepreneurial leadership BA and the applied business and technology solutions BA are the ones I just talked about that are non-calculus based. This format is a little bit different than the regular BA and the other BS programs. Whereas the skill courses that you're going to take in these particular tracks are not going to be the same as your typical Bachelor of Arts or your typical Bachelor of Science. So they are going to be a little bit different, and you can almost see the difference right off the bat as I went from the last slide to this slide, where Matt 117 is now your beginning course within the skill component, and then you're ending in the Econ 221 business stats. So a little bit of a different pathway there. Again, because it's a non-calculus based those are non-calculus based programs. So a little bit of a different pathway there for the students to take. There are also business certificates and minors that we offer. As you can see, we don't offer a lot of minors. We really only offer one minor, which is the real estate minor. And then the business minor is just for non-business majors only. But when it comes to the certificates, pretty easy to do, pretty attainable. I actually have one personally myself. Typically, they're anywhere from 9 to 15 credit hours that you would have to take to earn a certificate. So I usually just tell any students, whether they're first year students or transfer students, to if they just say, for example, they wanted to get a certificate in risk management, you could pretty much take one extra class per semester, and or even if you're doing the online coursework per session, and you would have that completed by the time you actually graduate. So it's definitely a very attainable certificate to grab, and I always recommend that to pad their resumes as well. Direct admission requirements for the non-calculus based degrees that I spoke about, the applied business and technology solutions, the BA, of which are both BA degrees, are for transfer students, are a little bit different than our traditional BA and BS. As you can see here, for these particular programs, they would need 12 to 23 transferable credits. They would need a minimum of 2.5 cumulative transfer GPA and meet first year student requirements. And we'll go over first year student requirements here in the next couple slides. And again, you'll notice it says one of the following. So if they don't have the 12 to 23 transferable credits, and they do not have the minimum 2.5 cumulative transfer GPA, but they do have 24 or more transferable credits and a minimum of 2.5, then they're good. They're all set. They can definitely transfer into one of those programs. So try to give them, different options to make it as easy of a transition for them as we possibly can. Going back to your Bachelor of Arts and your Bachelor of Science, if you're looking to transfer into WP Carey, into a Bachelor of Arts program, you'll need both 24 plus transfer credit hours, and you'll also need a 3.0 cumulative transfer GPA. If you're looking to transfer into the WP Carey Bachelor of Science, you'll need a 3.0 cumulative transfer GPA and one of the following. So this is a little bit of a tricky part that we try to explain to our transfer students in detail, because sometimes your transfer students may not be 20, 21, 22 years old. They may be a little bit older. They may be in their their 30s, or maybe even in their 40s. And then what happens is that we actually do still look at their high school coursework for a Bachelor of Science. So even though they're, coming from a community college and they have, just say, for example, a 3.4 cumulative transfer GPA, but in high school, 10 to 15 years ago, they were not top 8%. They did not have a 3.4 unweighted. They did not take their ACT and they did not take their SAT, then they would not be able to get in admitted directly into the Bachelor of Science program, because like I said, it's retroactive based to their high school performance. Now, with that being said, that's why we have this what they call the admissions portfolio, because if they are a student that's in that boat and that, they're like, man, I've done really good, I didn't take high school serious, but I'm in college now, I'm doing really well. Why are they looking at my high school stuff when I'm doing really well now? That's okay, because what we would recommend is for them to submit an admissions portfolio. And what we're asking of them at that point in time is that they're admitted to ASU, which they would be if they're a transfer student, and like I said, as long as they have that 3.0 cumulative transfer GPA. They've completed 30 semester hours of college coursework with a C or higher. Most students I talk to that are transfer students have already completed those, and they completed at least 6 business skill courses, and have to be enrolled in the remaining 2. So usually all that criteria is taken care of when they come in as a transfer student, for the most part, unless they're not doing an associate's in business for their community college experience. So if it is already taken care of, the moment that they're admitted to ASU, we just recommend that they submit their admissions portfolio. Then what we do is we calculate their business skill course GPA to see if we can get them into the program. And if their business skill GPA reaches the minimum requirement for the particular program that they're interested in getting into, they can still earn their way into WP Carey through that route. So again, there's 3 different routes for them to earn their way into WP Carrier, which is nice. And then actually, truth be told, you can even add this one. This one's real similar to the admissions portfolio, but if you have a student that's just looking into getting into a Bachelor of Arts in Business and they meet all of these requirements, so they have 24 credit hours completed at ASU, 2.75 cumulative ASU GPA, minimum C grade or higher, and they've done CIS 105, Math 210, Econ 211, Econ 212, and ACC 231. They can also be admitted into the Bachelor of Arts in Business pathway. So another option for them there. We usually recommend that all of the students are utilizing the My Path to ASU and the transfer guide. I won't spend too much time on this, just simply because this is what Kathy is going to go over here with when she jumps on with her slides. So I don't want to steal her thunder there. But the admission process for us is the first thing you want to do is complete your undergraduate admissions application. After that, you're going to submit your transcripts. This usually takes 3 to 4 weeks, depending on the time of year, depending on how busy, or if there's holidays, it may kind of prolong that a little bit more. Fill out the FAFSA, not required, but always recommended, especially if you're applying for scholarships. And then most importantly, you want to sign up and complete your transfer credit evaluation, so your advisors can get a hold of you and understand exactly where they're at, or understand where you're at in the transfer process, to make sure that you're registered for the correct classes. And then of course, applying for scholarships is always an important piece of the puzzle, trying to get that paid for, because we know college can be expensive. So once you're admitted, so you go ahead and apply, you'll get a My ASU page, a My ASU Right ID to access your My ASU page. And as you can see, this particular person was admitted into business communication BA here at Tempe. And then you'll see that there's going to be this piece where they tell you what your priority tasks are. The nice thing about that is you can literally just go down the list and complete these as you go, and it updates as you go, usually within about 48 hours or so. The again, with transfer students, the very first thing they're going to want to do once they're admitted is have their transfer credit evaluation request done, and that could be done right through the link in the big circle there, right online, and it takes them right to to their appointment with their advisor as well. So pretty easy process. I love it. When I was doing my grad school here at ASU, I thought this was one of the coolest things. I'm a check off your box type of guy, and having these priority tasks where I could just go through and check off the box and get things done was awesome for me. So hopefully that's a valuable tool for everybody. We have a full team here. We have, like I said, myself, manager of recruiting and admissions. Over at the Polytechnic location and in the Gilbert area, we have Caitlin Personale. She's our admissions and engagement coordinator over there. We have Felicia Brown here at the Tempe location. We have Angela Martinez over here at the Tempe location, Dom Dozier over at the West location, and Caitlin Hurley over here at the Tempe location as well. Can schedule an appointment with any one of us at any given time through our Calendly. And, we're always available to meet via Zoom. We can take phone calls. We can, meet in person. We also visit we all have our own assigned community colleges here within the Valley that we all attend on a monthly basis. So we'll schedule appointments. I know, at least for myself, I'm scheduled with Phoenix College and Paradise Valley Community College. So I'm typically there. Actually, I'll be there on Monday and Tuesday of next week. And I'm typically there, accepting appointments, accepting walk-ins, and just making sure that the transfer students have all the information that they need to make this easy transition for them. And then last but not least, for me, we have our Stay Connected piece, right? So, of course, you have the Facebook, you have the Snapchat, you have the Instagram, you have it used to be Twitter, but now it's X. I think we might have to update that one. And then, of course, the phone numbers, the website, wpcadmissions@asu.edu, and again, our locations of where our offices are located at each location. So with that being said, it is approximately 11:30. I am going to stop sharing my screen, and I'm going to pass it on over to Kathy, who is going to talk to you guys a little bit more about the My Path to ASU and how that connection works with us to make sure that your transition is easy. And then at the end of her presentation, we'll go ahead and we'll sit tight. And if there's any questions, we will be here to answer them for you.
Thanks, John. Okay, I'm going to switch over here. Are we good, John?
Yep.
Okay, thanks. Hi, everybody. I'm from Academic Alliances. My name is Kathy Silverman, Program Manager for Community College Engagement. And thanks for being here today. So many of you are already familiar with My Path to ASU. So sorry for the repeat, but I know some people here are new to My Path to ASU as well. And I wanted to share that with you. And this will live on our website for other people that you could share it with, new people to your staff, and so on. So some of the benefits of My Path to ASU, of course, students save time and money using a clear plan to degree completion. First with you, hopefully getting their associate's degree along the way before they transfer here to ASU. They're maximizing their transfer credit with you at the community college. So that, of course, is going to save them some money. And then because they're taking the classes that are applicable to their transfer degree, that is going to save some time wasted from, possibly taking any extra transfer credit that they wouldn't need, or any extra courses, I should say, that wouldn't transfer and apply to their program. They can track their progress all along the way using what's called My Transfer Guide. So they have access to My Transfer Guide, which I'll show you in just a moment, once they sign up for My Path to ASU. And when they sign up for My Path to ASU, they also get connected with us so that we can reach out with targeted messages to them about things that they need kind of at the right time with the right information. Whether they're just starting with you and we just want to confirm that they've signed up for My Path to ASU and things to plan ahead for as they are progressing with you and then getting ready to transfer over here. They also hear about important deadlines for ASU when it comes to admissions, financial aid, and they also will get invitations to online and in-person events with us so they can feel connected to ASU while they're still with you guys. And then they earn guaranteed admission into the major of their choice when all pathway requirements are satisfied. So when all of the My Path to ASU requirements are satisfied, yes, that does guarantee admission to the major. That's not a shortcut. We're just kind of reaffirming that if they meet the admission requirements, that they know that there's a place waiting here for them at ASU, so that they have that feeling of reassurance. Okay, I know what I'm following. I know what I need to do. And they, of course, want to use My Path to ASU as a tool in their toolbox. And as you do as advisors or faculty or counselors who are working with students as well, use My Path to ASU as a tool in your toolbox, along with, of course, your associate's degree check sheets that the students are following. Sometimes those requirements can be a little bit different. I know it'd be great if everything matched perfectly, but you all have your associate degree requirements. We have our bachelor's degree requirements, and we try to get them as aligned as possible. And if you have any questions along the way with that alignment, just let us know, so that we can check with our academic transfer credit solutions team and see if there's anything that needs to be looked at by faculty and reevaluated. And so then we want to show you the tool. Now, Maricopa Community Colleges here locally, you guys have your own landing page. So students can always go to that. That's on the ASU website, but it says Maricopa Community Colleges on there. And then the sign up, of course, takes students over to the Maricopa website to actually sign up for My Path to ASU. But everybody, including Maricopa, everybody out of state, all over Arizona and everything, you guys could all use this page, asu.edu/mypath2asu. If you happen to see other URLs that are leading you into this, I know it's confusing sometimes because people say, well, one thing says one thing and then says another. This is a nice short kind of vanity URL. So I like this one the best because it's the shortest. When you look on here, you see these two gold buttons, search my path to ASU majors. That's what somebody, as you are, supporting transfer students, would be using the most, because we don't want you guys to sign up for My Path to ASU unless you really want to try it out. But when I used to be advising, I used to have all these accounts all over the place just so I could access information to give students. And so we don't make you do that. You can just go on, search My Path to ASU majors, and quickly compare requirements, look up requirements. Somebody says, which math do I need to take? It's right there for you. So that's that button on the right. And then on the left, the Get Started with My Path to ASU is actually signing up for My Path to ASU. Now, if a student signs up and they want to change their major, or if they make a mistake or something like that, they can always sign up for the one that they really wanted or the one that they're changing to. We will look at their most recently signed pathway. So I'm going to give you a little look at what the tool looks like in action. It looks like a regular transfer guide, pretty much, with ASU's courses in a column and community college courses in another column. But it's maintained in our database. We don't have to be working together to update PDFs and things like that, luckily. But we do work very closely with you, particularly our academic transfer credit solutions team works with your curriculum and transfer folks and maybe some of those guys are you, and make sure that the articulation is making sense and is accurate. And if there's any confusion over that, like I said before, please reach out to us. So without further ado, let's take a look at the tool. Okay. And so, like I said, once students sign up for the pathway, they can either do that right from the pathway. There's a sign up button, as you probably saw, but they can also do it through that Get Started button that I showed you on the last slide. And so then they have access to my transfer guide. They're asked to set up a password. and they can look back at this. Now, it looks very similar to the actual pathway that we just looked at, but it's a little bit more interactive in that they can mark courses completed or in progress as they go along. And then it's also printable as a PDF, as well if a hard copy comes in handy for you. And the URL to this directly is TCG, which stands for Transfer Credit Guide, because that's where also that tool, Transfer Credit Guide, is located, but tcg.asu.edu. But once they've signed up for My Path to ASU and they've set that password for their transfer guide, then when they go back to our My Path pages, it's going to have a button that says My Transfer Guide. And so we'll take a look at this. All right. These videos always want to play twice. All right. So with that, we're going to open it up to you all for questions. I'm going to stop sharing here so we can all see each other's faces, hopefully, or at least names. And we encourage you to either, let me see if I can, if everybody's unmuted, yeah, I'll go through and unmute, but also if you'd like to type anything into the chat or the Q&A, we can help you that way.
Let's see. Can you guys hear me okay? Everybody can hear me okay, right?
I
I just
can hear
wanted-
you. I know Brady's trying to talk, I think, and I unmuted.
I have it. I was going to answer. I have a question here in the Q&A. I was just going to go ahead and answer out loud if that's okay. But it looks like the question is, if students do not meet the requirements to be directly admitted, do they have other options to eventually get into a BS degree program? Yes, they do. All students have the option to go through the admissions portfolio, and that does happen a lot. That does happen where students will get admitted, but they will, they want to get into a finance program, a BS, and then they don't meet the direct requirements for that. So then we'll tell them like, hey, well, why don't you just go ahead and just get, you meet the requirements for a BA, financial planning. Let's go ahead and at least get you into WP Carey and ASU through that particular program. And then what we can do at that time is have you make sure that you have taken the correct business skill courses, do well in those business skill courses, of course. And I usually say, hey, make sure that you have a 3.4 GPA or higher in your business skill. And then you would just go ahead and submit the admissions portfolio to go ahead and change your major from the BA to the BS. And it's about a 70% chance that they would switch you over. But typically, if you take care of your business in regards to getting that GPA up to where it needs to be for your business skill courses, changing from a BA to a BS is usually not a problem.
I see a question from Sonia. Hi, Sonia. If we see tech issues with My Path page, who do we contact? You can go ahead and contact me. If you have somebody you already worked with in academic transfer credit solutions, then you could take one step away from the process by contacting them directly, and then they might need to work with our university technology office to resolve that issue. I'm not familiar with the verification link, but I'm making a note of that. And maybe we can touch base later. I'll look into that. with the ATCS team, see if they have any updates on that, or if that's a known issue. And then I'll let you know what I find out, and if we need to get together so you can show me what's going on. I might ask you to do a quick Zoom or something. But thank you for bringing that to my attention.
Sounds good. Thank you.
Thanks.
Okay. So this particular question, some community colleges don't have the exact transferable math classes that are required in business skills. If they need to wait to take that at ASU after transferring, would that affect their ability to be accepted at WP Carey? No, it wouldn't. Typically what would happen is in a situation like that, usually we try to find as many equivalent classes as we possibly can, but if it's a situation where there is absolutely no equivalencies for that particular math class, then we would say, hey, apply to ASU, not WP Carey, but just apply to ASU, get accepted into ASU. Once you're into ASU, and it could be under any in any major umbrella. It could just be liberal arts and studies. It could be psychology. It doesn't matter. Just look at that as almost like a placeholder degree program, because once you're in, then you can go ahead and take those courses that you need to take and submit the admissions portfolio to get reviewed and accepted into WP Carey.
And whoever asked that question, the anonymous attendee, if you're from outside of Arizona, so your courses aren't part of the statewide course equivalency guide by any chance, and if you look at My Path to ASU and it says no equivalent courses available for your math class that you guys have, or math classes that you guys offer, you can submit math courses for evaluation if you don't think they've already been evaluated by ASU. So you can always reach out that way through the submit evaluation or for evaluation button, or contact us if you have a question about that. There's another question: if students are enrolled into the MyPath, sorry, I'm reading it for myself too, more than anybody, into the MyPath program, do all of their, excuse me, transfer credits transfer to their degree progress automatically, or will it take until the following semester for that to be posted on their degree progress report? If you're talking about the degree progress report at the community college, okay, so it's Rio. So yeah, as far as when it's going to show up on their degree progress report in Maricopa, then that's a Maricopa question that you would probably want to talk to Cheryl Begay and those folks over in the business analysis office at the district office about the timing on that posting. Let's see, but they didn't transfer to ASU until the middle of the semester, the Spanish courses. Yeah, that's not good. We don't want students to have to retake courses, obviously. So that is a concern. Yeah, I'm sorry. I wish I could answer that, and I don't have that information. I think Academic Transfer Credit Solutions would need to be involved in that if Maricopa is not able to answer that one. The transcripts are sent weekly from Maricopa to, for everybody who signs up for My Path to ASU, transcripts are sent weekly from Maricopa to ASU. But that doesn't affect the degree progress report in Maricopa. That just alerts ASU so that we know which students have signed up for which My Path pathways.
And it looks like in the chat, I think it's and I apologize if I say your name wrong. Is it Sanjaya? I so apologize. But it looks like you were you were having your students take Mat 172 at Rio. Are there any suggestions for that? I'll be honest with you, I do not have any suggestions for that. I don't know if you do, Kathy, by chance. That would have to be something I would have to speak with an advisor about and dig a little bit more deeper on. But I could definitely do that and get back to you for sure.
Yeah, I have to defer to advisors on that, even though I used to advise. I'm not current on that. One clue maybe that you could do, Sonia, is look at the Maricopa transfer guides to see the My Path pathways to see the courses that are required for that particular business major and how they transfer from Maricopa. Because if you're having students take them from Rio Salado as part of Maricopa, then those should be appropriate. But I would definitely confirm that with a business advisor from WP Carey.
And if you want to go ahead and put your email or your contact information, send it over to me directly. You're more than welcome to in the chat, and then I can follow up as well, and then shoot you an email, Sonia. Thank you, Sonia.
So I just put my email there for you all if you have any questions that you think of later and want to send them anytime, I can always connect you with the right person, either through John at WP Carey and Andy at WP Carey, or Academic Transfer Credit Solutions, or wherever else at the university might be helpful, admissions and so on. Well, I think that might wrap it up for immediate questions. You know where to find us. We're happy to help. You have anything to add, John?
No, I do not. Like I said, we put our emails in there. So if you have any questions that pop up in your head over the course of the next few days or whatnot, if you're anything like me, I never have questions immediately. I always have questions after the fact. So you're more than welcome to shoot us an email at any time. And like I tell everybody, if I don't know the answer directly, I will definitely find somebody that knows the answer for you, and we'll make sure we get the correct information to you, and so you have that information to share with your students.